So since our executive order to stay home and stay safe has been instated, there's been a lot of people at jobs that have been deemed non-essential that are more or less sitting at home because they've got nothing else to do. And there's other people that are working from home because their jobs are still considered essential, or they can work from home so they're able to keep their jobs. They don't have to worry about the whole unemployment thing or any of the other garbage. And there's more or less a lot of people here in Michigan that are stuck at home. Now, they've limited the number of places you can go, and they've limited the number of people allowed in those places. They've also made certain stipulations like you got to wear a mask and exercise social distancing and all this other garbage. Now, this stuff really isn't being enforced, and I'm glad, because it's a violation of our civil liberties. And honestly, the science behind this, the longer this goes on, the more I'm going to call the science junk. It's a bunch of garbage. I'm not saying COVID-19 doesn't exist. I'm not saying that it might cause somebody to get sick enough to die if they're, I guess, more susceptible or they're already weak or whatever. But so is the flu, okay? The flu is contagious. The flu can kill somebody. And this is just another strain of the flu. I tried playing it their way in the beginning, and I'm done with it. I'll do what I have to do in order to keep from getting arrested, fined, or losing my job, or being able to conduct necessary business. But otherwise, I'm not supporting this anymore, and I haven't been. And in one way that I don't want to support it anymore is I'm probably thinking something that a lot of people are thinking right now, because it's May 13th here in Michigan, and it's a nice day out. And our forecast into next week is for it to stay nice. We've had a few nice days followed by rainy days, by snow, by frost warnings. It sucks having a 60-degree day and frost the next morning. If you plant anything, it's going to die. So you can't really do as much around the outside of the house or in the yard or with the garden or whatever. And outside activities are somewhat limited because of the weather. But the weather is getting nice. By Memorial Day, it will be really nice. And people want to get out and do things, but they can't. Not really. I mean, they can. They can, because there aren't roadblocks on the interstate where they're stopping people, okay? That's a bunch of BS. But they can't because they're going to be in a position where they either don't have the money because they're not working, or they're not going to be able to enjoy things because they're going to go somewhere to go do something and it's going to be closed. Or they're going to have limited occupancy. So what's the point? I'm not dragging my family on a vacation to try to go sit at a restaurant only to have to wait 2 hours for a table. I'm not doing it because of limited occupancy. I'm not spending what money I do have on a vacation and having it ruined because of some of these BS guidelines and rules. So my thing is, what are people going to do? Well, the states that drop some of this BS and go back to normal or more normal sooner, the states where they're going to let the restaurants be at full capacity, where they're not going to require you to wear some stupid, pointless mask in public, where they're going to be reopening venues, where you're going to be able to go to sporting events or concerts, or you're going to be able to do something as simple as go to a bowling alley or a movie theater. They're going to open the shopping malls, the casinos. They're going to open the places people want to go where they're going to be around other people. And they're okay accepting that. The people who can't accept it can stay home. But for the rest of us, we want to go back to that. Well, if another state decides to do that, they're going to get the lion's share of tourism this summer. And it's going to take money out of states like mine, where I doubt they're going to do this. Our governor's already wrecked the economy in southeast Michigan, where a majority of the automotive manufacturing industry is, and where a majority of the money in the state is. The rest of the state lives off of more of tourism money in the summer. They make enough money in the summer to get through the rest of the year. Now, there is some automotive manufacturing, other kinds of manufacturing, and education, and technology, and farming, and other things in other parts of the state as well. But tourism is a big thing here. The majority of the people that live in my area go to other parts of the state in the summer and spend their money there. Well, if things are going to be closed or reduce capacity, it's going to wreck their economy this summer too. And people want to get out of the house. So if we go to another state by choice, not because you're ordered to by work, but by choice, and your employer finds out, they're not supposed to allow you back to work for 2 weeks. You're supposed to self-quarantine in your home for 2 weeks if you leave the state by choice, per the governor's order. So she's more or less punishing you for taking your tourism business somewhere else. Why shouldn't you be allowed to take your tourism business somewhere else if she's not going to open up the state? It's bull. It's a load of crap. And that is tyranny. That's got to be some sort of violation of the interstate commerce laws somewhere. She's violated enough laws as is. So, what are we going to do this summer? What are a lot of families going to do this summer? We love our family vacations. We build a lot of memories on those vacations. We have a lot of good family time together. And you can't get that time back. You can't get those memories back. I want to have fun this summer, if I can. And I'd rather do it here in the state of Michigan and do it more affordably, if at all possible. But if another state offers me something that should be available in my state and isn't, am I going to take my business elsewhere? That's capitalism, and that's America.